All right, today's workout we have Americano, and we have 5 rounds. We're going to have the structure of 45-second working sets with 15 seconds of that recovery set. So you can set up your interval timer, whether you're using GymBoss, the PushPress app, whatever you're choosing to use for those interval timers, you can set it up to match that accordingly. We've got forward to reverse lunges on the right side, some squats, forward to reverse lunges on the left side, push up to downward dog toe touch, and then we're looking for some plank jacks, and we're going to finish up the round with some flutter kicks, so a little bit of the ab core hit at the end there. So again, 5 rounds. Let's get those timers set up and let's get sweating. Alright, so our first movement, we've got that forward to reverse lunge. We're going to keep the right foot stationary. So this is basically stepping back into a reverse lunge, and then we're going to take it all the way forward into a front lunge. On the same side, we're going to maintain that movement going all the way back, then all the way forward, making sure we try our best to get that 90-degree angle in both knees as we work our way into either that reverse or that forward. So making sure our goal here to keep the weight in that front heel as we step back, so this time it's on the right side, and then as you step forward into that front lunge, we're pushing through that left heel as that is our planted heel on that leg. So making sure we keep that tension in that glute on the right side as much as you can, and just getting that full range of motion on that right side. Alright, we got those legs warmed up with that lunge movement. Now we're getting into some standard squats here. So feet are going to be just about shoulder width apart, and keeping the weight in the heels and just a slight angle out to those toes. We're going to send those hips way back and then down. So essentially we're trying to get those thighs parallel to the ground. Our arms can kind of jet out forward to help counterbalance those hips going back, and that'll make sure, again, we can really keep the tension out of those knees, make sure we keep that tension pulled into those quads, hamstrings, and glutes. So as you feel more comfortable with these two, you can try to pick up the pace a little bit, just making sure we don't lose tension in those legs and in that core, just being a little bit more concerned about that pace on the way down, and then you can drive through those heels on the way up. Alright, now we are going back to that full range lunge. This time that left foot is going to be there, our planted foot. That left side is not going to move. We're keeping that weight in that left heel as we step into that reverse lunge, and then we push through that right heel as we come out of that front lunge. So making sure we keep that glute nice and tight on that left side. Again, that's going to really help with stability here. Really keeping the weight in that left heel as we go into that reverse lunge. So we're working again all the way back, and then we transition all the way forward. You can get that little pause in between if you need it to regain balance, but just do your best to try to flow nice and smoothly through these.
Listen up, I gotta tell you, there is something you should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore.
Okay, so now we're transitioning down into that push-up position. We're getting those push-ups into that downward dog toe touch here. So we can start on the toes for those push-ups if you can. You can always do these from the nose, which you'll see Caitlin do shortly as well. Either way, we're going to lower our chest down, keeping our abs nice and tight as far as we can towards the ground, making sure we can press out of that, and then we're going to push our head through our shoulders and through the opening of our arms as we pike your hips super high into the air, reaching the hand across towards the opposite toe. So every push-up that we come out of that, we're alternating hands with that reach. And again, you can see Caitlin from the knees here, same premise, we're just using that point of contact from the knees as opposed from the toes, and then we go up to the toes for that pike touch. Okay, setting up similar positioning. This time we're going to go down up onto those hands, that push-up position, and we're going to go up on those toes to hop out into the plank jack here. So shoulders are stacked right over your hands to make sure you've got that force going straight down into the ground. You want to keep your tailbone tucked and your abs tight, and we're just going to slowly alternate going from that hop position with the feet together to the feet wide. Or as you can see Caitlin just transitioned to, you can also just swing one side out at a time if it's a little too jarring, a little bit too much strain on your lower back. But again, using that little bit of a hop out, hop in, that's going to create a little bit more tension into those abs, as long as we're making sure we keep that tension pulled tight and that tailbone tucked. Alright, that core should be nice and warm now, so we're going to go onto your back with your hands underneath your butt there for a little bit of support. We're going to crunch up and tuck your chin. That's the position we're going to hold. Legs are going to start straight, and we're going to slowly lower one leg down towards the ground and bring it back up. And as we bring it back up, we're alternating to the other side as that other leg lowers to the ground. So if we need to, we can always go with a little bit of a knee bend in those legs if it's a little too much tension on those abs with the legs straight. Or what you can do is go all the way down and keep one heel down on the ground for a little bit more support there as well. So you can see Caitlin tucking the knee up and alternating in that fashion. Again, that's not going to be as much strain on your abs and your lower back. You can need a little bit of a modification there. Alright, one round down. Again, we're looking for a total of 5 rounds here. There are 6 exercises, so these workouts are going to be a little bit longer, but you've got this. Just try to keep that tension in those muscles we're working. Try to get those nice deep breaths and enjoy those rest periods, but make sure we're moving pretty consistently and pretty swiftly through those rest periods to make sure we're getting set up for that next movement. When you're done your 5 rounds, be sure to post a sweaty selfie. Let us know in the comments section what you thought of the workout, and we'll see you in the next one.